So I've finished all of my extra lines and shapes. Again, I chose circles. And now I'm ready to choose my color scheme and begin coloring with colored pencil. So, a couple of things that I have to decide. The first thing is my color scheme. So, I can choose analogous colors. Let's put the colored pencils in order of the color wheel. That will help me. Okay, so I'm not using brown, black, or white right now. This is my color wheel. And if I chose to use analogous colors, I might choose 3 to 5 colors on the color wheel next door neighbors to each other. So I might go with this green and the blues. Whoops, those are out of order. From my greens to my blues to my purples. I could do that. I could do warm colors and hang with these guys, with just these guys. I could do cool colors and really it would be more hanging with these guys. So I have to make that decision. Or I could do the entire visible spectrum where I kind of do all of these colors as long as they're fading into one another in order. Then my entire visible spectrum is there. So I think for this piece of artwork, I'm going to choose to do warm colors. So I'm going to pull those out. I don't need those anymore. And now I've got to decide what I consider my inner shapes and what I consider my outer shapes. So to me, these areas that are kind of tight are going to be my inner shapes, and my outer shapes are going to be just the areas on the outer edges. So now I'm ready to start coloring. So I know that I need to blend from one color to another. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start with yellow, then work to orange, then orange, then red. So I could make my yellow in the center. I could make it at an edge. And I think I'm going to do this one at an edge. And I'm going to put a layer of yellow on almost everything. But I'm going to stop short around here. Now I'm ready to move to my orange because orange is the next color on my color wheel. So now I'm going to layer over my yellow with my orange because I want it to fade in. And we practiced this. But I'm going to leave some that's just yellow. And I'm going to extend that orange into areas that the yellow did not touch. I'm going to do a couple of extra layers to make sure they blend well. And now I'm going to move on to my red-orange. So with my red-orange, I'm going to, again, cover areas that the orange did not cover. I'm going to fade into my orange and into my yellow with another layer. And so again, everything in art is layers, especially colored pencils. I'm done with my red-orange, and now I'm moving to my red. So my red, you see I've kind of worked from left to right. My red, being my last color, I'm going to make it strongest opposite of my yellow. But I'm also going to pull some of that into here. Now I'm ready to go back and blend and kind of burnish and press down a little harder. So I've got my yellow, and then my orange, and remember, we can do circles, we can cross hatch, or we can do lines, or a combination of all, which is kind of what I do, is a combination of all. Working towards my red orange. Notice that my hand is closer to the tip of the pencil now because I want a heavier layer, not as light. And then I'll finish off with my red, making sure that everything is nice and blended. Okay, the next shape that I do, I'm going to use the same colors, but I could do it differently. I could keep my yellow all in this area and work away from the yellow towards my oranges and reds. I could have the yellow in the center and work away orange and red. So it's all going to depend on what you want to try and what you want to do for your artwork. But that's what we're doing next.